We got Cidro and is it Chanarah?
Chanarah.
Okay.
Yes.
So a couple of local Seattle artists. I can say personally, I've heard some samples. Nothing too deep. Very talented though. Mutual friends. Beautiful. I start out every episode talking about. I'm always grateful to be here in this setting. All our paths can cross today. We got the fat, sexy Italian.
Hey.
Two beautiful human beings over here. I'm looking over the Edmonds waterfront, just a little north of Seattle. I'm gonna let you guys kick it off. A little bit of what you guys do. I know you got some projects coming out. Please do share, and then we're gonna let the waves take us where they take us. But what do you guys got going on?
Well, I have a few shows coming up this summer. Don't want to disclose those yet, so stay tuned on my social media. But I do have a show next month, June 8th, at Langston Hughes for the CD Forum. So that's going to be cool. Do a 10-minute creative set. I actually just did another one of those for CD Forum at the Seattle Art Museum. So that was actually really cool. So they're having me come again to do another one.
Very cool. And so for the
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so for the people who aren't familiar with any of our platforms, I mean, what kind of music do you do? What kind of genre? What makes
Bop.
you tick?
Bop.
Bop. Okay, there you go.
Black
And
pop.
There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Do you want me to explain it?
I do. I would love to. Yes.
I would
Please.
like you to explain.
So, yes, there have been black pop artists. There are current black pop artists, but there aren't enough, in my opinion. I started off as a hip hop artist, and I always knew growing up that I wanted to be a dancer, you know, like really move on stage. And I feel like me being in hip hop, even though I love it, you know, like my dad, he's a hip hop legend here in Seattle, you know, like that's how I grew up. But I feel like just in that world, they just confine you in a box. You know what I mean? Like there's just certain things that you can and can't do. And so for me, it's like I want to go more pop. And so when it comes to black pop, there are a lot of black songwriters in the industry who make amazing music. But anytime they want to put out their own music, labels are like, song's great, but you're not marketable. Let's give it to Taylor Swift.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm just like, fuck that shit. Create my own damn lane.
There you go.
Bop.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I don't know if you guys follow
Love
Gary
it. Love
Gary
it.
V at all, but Gary V is big on it. You know, if you're not actually, I just saw some Marlon Wayans came out on it. He was saying something about, I don't know what interview it was, but he came out and basically said, you know, like when the industry didn't give him opportunities, he created his own opportunities.
Exactly.
You know,
And that's just life in general. You know, if
Yeah.
someone tells you no, okay, great, I'll do it myself. It is what it is.
Yeah. No.
I'm not asking for any favors. I'm not asking for a handout. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah. No. I think you should create your own lane.
Well,
Yeah.
and something that happened, I think, earlier today. So the commencement speaker at Morehouse College, Robert Smith, who was a tech investor, and he's been around a while, but he overtook Oprah as the most wealthy African American in the U.S. So he, at his commencement speech, said he is going to fuel the engines of all the student body, and he is paying their student debts off.
I saw that.
And I think that is unbelievable. And, you know, he's another person who, he worked his ass off. He literally busted his ass. I mean, I know him, and I'm, you know, not African American, but I follow him, and I envy him, and I have looked up to him as a mentor. And I mean, it has been impressive to see what he has done. And so, I mean, to see that today, I mean, it's pretty impressive. It really is. It's really good to see, and you know, it's something that you don't see often.
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody creating their own lane is. I wish I would see it more, especially with young people. And you know, just having kids myself, and haven't done coaching. You know, when I do have a chance to be serious with people, you know, I try and tell them, you know, at the end of the day, you need to create your own path. Because if they're not going to give you a lane, make your own lane. You know, and we've talked about it a little bit on the podcast and stuff. But I think you should start every day positive. And you should take every day, wake up, come up with a plan for your day if you don't have one from the night before. Don't get straight on your social media. Don't get on your phone. Don't check emails. Take whatever that amount of time is, whatever that is for you. Take that little bit amount of time, find your zen, create your day, manifest your day. And I think one thing I'm very positive in, one that I definitely believe in is surrounding yourself with positive energy. And I think as we grow and as we mature, it's really easy to always bounce back to your childhood friends. Yeah. Your high school friends, your college friends, old work friends, whatever it is for you. I think it takes a lot of maturation to evolve yourself and surround yourself with people who are, pushing you to the goals that you are seeing for yourself. And I think that's one thing that's dope about, people like you. I don't know too much about this fat, sexy Italian over here. But, just the little bit I do know you guys about. And I will say, we met at Coachella through our mutual friend, Zach, at, Higher Class Studio.
High Class Studio.
At one point, it was the only studio in Seattle that you could smoke weed.
Wait. So, fat, sexy Italian here. I was not invited to this Coachella situation. So what? I mean, can you guys explain what this Coachella situation was? I mean, I don't know what this is.
Well. First, before we get into that, I want you to introduce yourself.
Yeah.
First, and then let's get into that.
Absolutely.
Because I have all
absolutely
the tea for that.
Okay. Absolutely.
All right.
Well, this is the perfect segue because Zach is the owner of the studio I work at.
Okay.
I produce and engineer out of High Class Studio in Pioneer Square, and I've been there for a little over a year. It's a music studio.
Okay.
Very much so hip hop based.
Awesome.
But I've been working there, and so Zach invited us to Coachella this year at his house. And that's where we came across good old Metri.
Nice.
Yeah, and now we're here.
So.
And now Chanarah's got a story to tell.
Beautiful story. I don't know what that means to y'all, but she explained it earlier.
So, we hop off the plane. We get in a shady-ass lift. He was going like 90 down the freeway. I thought we were going to die. I was like, this is it. I ain't making it nobody's Coachella.
What's the shady-ass lift?
Is this Boochella or Coachella?
Listen, we get in the lift. It's a minivan. I'm like, fuck. Right? But I'm like, I'm with my man, so,
You good.
We good. Okay? But I'm still just like,
don't like it,
fuck.
with my
okay?
guy.
So we drive about a mile. He goes, yeah, you okay if we stop to get some gas? I said, you a lift. You supposed to be prepared.
Did he stop to get gas?
Sure did. Listen, I'm there like, oh my God, I've seen Taken. I've seen all these movies. I'm like, this is the perfect opportunity. Yeah, let me get some gas. Get out the car. Your people
First
come
person
get
to
me.
shot is your man, and
you
then
know,
you are
and
gone.
then I'm gone in some brothels shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I know.
Yeah.
So we're like looking at each other but not saying anything, but we're just like, oh my God.
That known communication.
Exactly. So he gets back in the car. We're good. We're like, okay, we're not kidnapped. Okay. So get on the freeway. He's going like 95. He's like swerving. I'm like, we're going to die. But we make it. As soon as we step in the house, I just have to add that, in there. We get in the house. We see Zach. We see everyone. We see you here, Dimitri. And then we see this guy who has a very interesting haircut. Looking like somebody, I call it the auntie haircut. Like he looked like somebody's auntie,
I mean, what does that look like? I don't know.
A little side swoop,
Okay.
Like it's cute, but it wasn't on him.
Like she may be a lesbian or she might not be.
Most likely
that doesn't really matter. That doesn't matter. So
No, I know it doesn't.
But haircuts don't define your sexuality. So anyways, so we get in the house to see this guy, and instantly it's just ratchery. He's going on and on about, yeah, this is my friend here, and he left the suitcase with the weed in it at the train station. I'm like, oh my God, is this about to be the next 3 days? Is this really going to be the next 3 days? But it's okay. We're here for Zach. He's the homie.
Yeah.
He's helping us out. We got a room.
Yep.
Everyone else is on the couch. I'm grateful. I'm not saying shit. Okay.
Right.
So when did he leave? Was it the second?
Day 2.
Was it date?
Day two.
No,
When did
and
who?
there was the.
Dipshit. We
Did,
don't
no,
say-
did
we
he?
don't-
No.
don't
Wait,
say
we
names.
got in.
His
We
name
got
is
in.
Dipshit.
Hold on, we got in Thursday. No, I think he left. He left Saturday. He left Saturday.
He left
Okay,
Saturday.
so we went.
Yeah, you guys did a full day there.
We did a full. Okay, so
He
I'm gonna just skip
did-
to
Saturday,
Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah,
I'm gonna just skip to Saturday because
Saturday.
Friday was a good
I
day.
remember Saturday too. That was a beautiful.
Friday was a
So
great party
Saturday
day.
morning we wake up to dubstep.
Yeah, bro.
'Kay.
It was like 8 a.m.
Like I said, this ain't my.
It was dubstep from like 2009, like.
And even
before
then, it
Skrillex
wasn't even
blew
cool.
up to, like,
So listen.
Old
so,
school dubstep.
the OG dubstep.
So listen.
Damn.
So like I said, this is not my house. I'm a guest. They ain't my people. I'm gonna be respectful, but I'm like, what the fuck is this? But whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he's sitting there talking about who wants a Molly mimosa, and I'm like, oh shit,
He was tripping.
oh shit.
And what time is this?
This is at like maybe 9:30 a.m.
Good
So
morning.
listen, I'm not
Good
judging.
morning.
You know what I mean? It's Coachella.
Yeah.
It's
Of
Coachella.
course,
You're
of
doing,
course.
you know what I mean? I'm not judging, but still, I'm just like, damn. Like, can I get some water for So I didn't participate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just watching, right? So there was another girl there in the house, right? So she's like, yeah, I'll have one, but just a little bit. I'm watching, so she's right. She's not paying attention. He's just pouring and pouring and pouring. She's like, oh my God, I didn't say the whole bag. He goes, oh, well, whatever. I'm like, oh my God. Mm-mm. So he's asking me, I'm like, nope, I'm not taking anything from you. You look strange. You smell strange. That looks strange. I'm good. So he's like, I'm trying to get some girls. And I'm like, who gonna have you? Because just,
Yeah, he was the
So
only
he's
one.
swiping
too.
on the Tinder, the Bumble, whatever the hell. I don't know nothing about that.
Whatever them white people do.
Found these girls too.
Right? So here's what's funny. Here's what's funny. Zach is like, yeah, you don't. This is not your house. Like, you can't just invite people here. This is a gated community.
Yeah.
Who are you? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
can he
for
kind of
sure.
like maybe ask?
It's my shit.
He's like, oh no, we're gonna have a good time. What you trying to turn down for? We're about to have a party. And
Doesn't
Zach's
fucking
just
matter.
like,
It's my place.
No, like that's
Yeah.
not what we're doing.
Yeah.
But eventually he's like, whatever. Have them come, but they need to leave at this time.
He's nicer than I would have been.
So they come.
And Dimitri loved him though.
So they show
Me?
up.
They were rich.
They were
rich.
they?
They were
I'm gonna
inside.
say Hispanic, but were they Mexican?
They made weight.
Were they Mexican?
They made weight.
They made way.
They what?
They were
He said
Mexican.
they made
They were Mexicans.
So I'm saying this because it's gonna
Jesus,
get further
speak
into the
freely.
story. No, okay, so they're Mexican, right? So they come and I see the girl, and she brought her little friends, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. I go inside the house because I'm like, well, you're on a mission. I'm not a part of that
You're
ride.
ready to fight somebody,
I
aren't
know
you?
what mission that
No,
was.
I wasn't even ready to
They were
fight.
on the campgrounds, so they were coming to jump in the swimming pool for a little bit.
No,
Take
right?
Take a bath.
They were in the complex though.
So I get now, so I'm like, I'm getting ready to go, to the festival. So y'all do your thing. So I come back out. So we're dressed, kind of ready to go.
Yeah.
And at this point, wait, let me backtrack. Before they came to the house, Matt, he kept making these frozen pizzas the whole weekend, and that was really weird. I'm like, there's like food here,
would
but like
make
you're
a
a whole
frozen
pizza
pizza.
and fold it into
The
a taco.
whole
So
pizza.
anyways, he's sitting down. He goes, I think this pizza is missing an ingredient. And I'm like, probably, hot sauce. I don't know something. He comes back out with a bag of Molly. He's like,
bag
that's
of Molly.
more luck. And I'm like, you know what? This is shit's about to go down.
This some white people shit.
His little friends come, whatever. So we're sitting, and the music player stops working. I remember he couldn't connect
Yeah, he-
to the aux.
That's what
He
it
broke,
was
he
too.
broke the stereo, right? And right before he
That's
broke the
so- that's
stereo,
so
he was
money.
listening. So after Zach had said, "Hey, like cut that music off," he turned it to some old ass 2000s rap music that like wasn't even cool back then. So I'm like, oh, he's.
I don't remember what it was, so I'm not gonna
go.
go that far. But yeah, it was
Right?
not
weird.
it was not
just weird.
memorable.
It was just weird. So
the music was not memorable.
so at this point, he's sitting on the floor with jeans, no shirt, just looking a mess. And
that's being polite.
one of the friends, the guy, he was in the kitchen, I don't know, doing something. He's at the sink. They get into this conversation, and Matt said, ooh, am I not supposed to say his name?
Dipshit.
Dipshit.
We'll cut it.
You're good.
Okay.
Okay. We're good. Keep going.
Dipshit.
Dipshit.
decides to say something about, yeah, when I was in prison or in jail, I used to get in fights with all the Mexicans. Y'all are crazy. And I'm like, yo, you're trying to fuck this girl, and here you go. So that was kind of like their cue to go. It was like, we're not with it. So they leave. Okay. So they left.
They finished their bird bath.
They finished their bird bath.
I was inside. Yeah, I was inside. I left.
They finished their bird bath, and they left their beer, and they went on their way.
Yeah, I left.
Okay. So at this point, it's like, all right, dipshit, shut the fuck up. So he's just turned up. And our friend Zach is just like, hey, it's Coachella. You can be crazy loud, but like right now, can you just tone it down? Just tone it down. You're kind of giving everyone here a headache. What you want me to be quiet for, huh? Why you want to turn down? We're in Palm Springs.
Why am I paying $500 a fucking night if I can't fucking turn up and bring bitches over?
I wasn't there for that part. So
I was there for that, and I told him to shut the fuck up.
So Zach's like, shut up. At this point, he's getting bucked. He's like, shut the fuck up. Like, just shut up. Be quiet. Why do you have to be so loud? Mm-hmm. Dipshit goes, you're just mad because I put too much olive oil in my scrambled eggs yesterday. I'm like, what? Right? Oh, yeah, I'm like, wait, did he? But he's asking you to be quiet. You're talking about breakfast from yesterday. So do you want to go? That's when we're like, I think it's time to go. So they're getting into it. Why you want me to be quiet? Be quiet. You're doing too much. So we're all looking at each other like, I think it's time to go. So we leave, and then he can finish the rest because we weren't there for that. I just remember we're at the tiki bar right before I was about to do some acid.
It's a tiki bar?
Uh-huh. That was
secret, though.
It's a secret though. But I can't tell.
Secret tiki bar.
Listen. I just remember Zach, we met up with him, and he said, I just want to let you know that dipshit has been removed from the house, so he will no longer be staying with us the rest of the weekend. And I'm like, damn. But okay, I'm really happy now. And so
did he say dipshit?
No, really, like legit, the whole vibe actually changed after he left. It was really weird. It was weird. So, wait.
Better.
It actually wasn't weird. It made sense, right?
Wait, so the last day, so when we're leaving, so festival's over. This is Monday morning. So after we had,
I have a story about that too.
After we had hopped the wall, we're waiting for a damn Uber. Okay, we're sitting, and we see this guy come around the corner, right? And I'm like, Sid, is that dipshit? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, why is he going back to the house? I thought he got kicked out. We see him. He looks so sorry. Okay. Pants is raggedy.
I'll tell you why.
Hair's flopped over to the other side. You know, he just a mess, a whole mess. He climbs the fence. I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, should we go back? Fences? Like, should we go back?
It was rough.
What's going on?
Should we get him?
So, right? I'm like, should we text him? Like, hey, like, yo, homie came back. So then he climbs back over the wall with, I guess, a bag, his belongings, and he went on his way. So I'm like, I wonder where he's going. Like, that was really weird.
Let's have it on the next train.
Yeah, so Dimitri, I guess you can tell the part where we weren't there.
Tell us what we didn't see.
Yeah, so we left. They still going at it.
I can't. I'd give you all the information, but I don't know what happened.
Well, at this point, when I got there, I actually met a college teammate of mine who I played football with at the University of Puget Sound, who's actually going to be on the podcast in 2 days on Tuesday. And so when he gets there, right, this is a successful man who runs a 400-person company with offices on East Lake Union right there. So to walk into that environment, let's just say that may not have been what he was anticipating.
Yeah.
Needless to say, that's what he walked into. And, I think when you are let's just say an experienced human being, you have to take whatever comes your way. You cannot control a lot of things in your life, especially the hand you're dealt. He was not dealt a favorable hand that day. So when young dipshit, who's actually older than me, bless his heart, walked out, about 50, when you guys were there, and you guys left, and the majority of the people in the household left.
Let me pause you real quick. I have to say this one thing. You remember how he was brushing his teeth that one morning?
Speak up. Speak up.
Yes, in the mic. In the mic.
Listen, I come out to use the bathroom, and I see, oh, someone's in there. But he comes out, and just the way he was brushing his teeth, it was just... I'm like, yo, like, it's okay. Like, you ain't got to use that much pressure,
Like,
but it's
scrub the
dirty.
metal off of
But as
something.
dirty as he was looking, I'm like, I guess
He
you
was
got to
scrubbing the
get in
STDs
there.
off.
Again,
Shit.
brass brittles.
Hey, no. Hey, he forgot his floss. That's why he had to brush.
Oh my god.
So, anyways, continue. I just had to make that. I just had to say that.
I'm glad you did. Long story short, about 15 minutes earlier, when you guys were still there, when you guys ended up dipping out intelligently, once it was said, hey, once our mutual friend who was renting the house said, I mean, what you just want your money back or something? Once that came out of his mouth, I was like, okay, I know how this is ending. I'll be outside. My boy's coming here to meet me, and we're gonna kick it and catch up and shit. It is what it is. 20 minutes later, everybody in the household had left. Dipshit came out, fully packed, ready to go. Okay. Our mutual friend came out, bless his heart, way stronger human being than I am. And bless your heart, high class. Yeah. And we're gonna get into that because I do have a lot of love for Zach. It's a story of its own. Let's get this negative shit out of the way.
Yes, yeah.
But you know, Zach came out after that, just looking at me. You know, and again, I know Zach, so it wasn't foreign to me to be there and to be associated with my people. Mm-hmm. But he came out looking at me, to somebody who dipshit invited me to come over there that day. And once I got over there, I saw what it was, and I'd been there, and I saw what it was. But once I saw what it was, and you know, he expressed that emotion to me, because Zach is a strong human being.
Very,
and
very generous too. That's why, like, I felt disrespected because
I know where you're going with this. Please,
because I'm like, Zach.
Please, thank you.
Is a very
gratitude.
Like, people like him and his status here, especially here in Seattle, they're not giving like that. For him to invite all these people to the house, you know what I mean? Like, and for you to just behave that way, I was offended. I'm like, you don't. Bruh, all you had to do was just be quiet.
I was invited there from him.
All you had to do
and
was
Zach's
just
my
be
people.
quiet.
So
and for you to just disrespect not only the people there and the home, but the host, I'm like, you don't. No. And see, that there, I almost felt bad for dipshit, because it's like, for you to not respect him, you don't have respect for yourself. And like, just the way that he was behaving, like always wanting the last word, I'm like, this is a sign of someone. Has to have the last word. I'm like, this is a sign of someone who did not get attention as a child, and that's an issue. You know what I mean? Like, there's something going on there. Like, that behavior was very, very childlike. So it's like, yeah, we laugh about it, but at the same time, I was like, there's something wrong with this guy, and he needs help. Seriously.
Yeah, and
just doing things for putting the Molly on the pizza, like, you're doing that for attention, dude.
I just saw this on your social media platforms. Your experience at I'll let you explain it, but let's call it the doctor's office. Mm-hmm. Fair, right?
Yep.
And this touches home. This touches home a lot of really, really close to home with me, having kids.
Yeah.
A friend of mine who was a firefighter of the group I had on the first podcast. Actually, the third brother just got basically signed on there. So there are 3 Seattle firefighters, half black, half Irish. So they have a good beat on things. They're from Mount Lake Terrace. And I always tell people, just coming from the environment I came from, parents still together, obviously white family. But parents still together, maybe shouldn't have stayed together. Mm-hmm. If you were to go back on things, hindsight's 20/20. But my best example for what family really was his Boxy family, and today, and all 3 of them took their own path, but they're all now Seattle firefighters today, as of like 2 days ago.
Nice.
And actually, the last one to get on to be a Seattle firefighter, I don't know how this is going to come out, but had the most successful career as far as being a professional. He was a professional basketball player.
Oh, wow.
He had a historic career in Amsterdam, Leiden, right outside of Amsterdam, Holland. But I always use that example, because I think happiness is something that's I don't want to put a term to it, but I think it's coveted, right? Happiness is very genuine, and I think to be happy is to be genuine, and I'm genuinely happy now that I have kids and I've traveled all over the world, experienced a lot of things, and nothing's gonna trade in sleeping in the same bed as my children. For me, right? And to see a family like that who didn't necessarily come from a whole lot, and obviously being, I only believe there's one race, and that's the human race. That's just me. There's obviously cultural differences, and I think culture is one of the dopest things you can have in life. But to see somebody from a different culture, from a different perspective, be so happy, be so tight knit, and not necessarily have that financial stability that I may have necessarily had. Was always dope to me, and that's one thing I always touch on with people, just showing gratitude, and that's one thing like Gary Vee is just being grateful. And the one thing I always touch on, like this beautiful sunset right here. I mean,
gorgeous.
It's like how many other fuck a podcast, right? Yeah. I mean, and one thing my boy got into, he started a Pops group, which is basically for fathers to come touch in on. It's a Facebook group, Pops on Facebook, BOPS. But to come touch base on what it is to be a father in today's world, and it's different in today's world, because and so how old are you guys?
I'm 30.
25.
Right, and I'm 30. We're not gonna go over there.
I'll be 34 in June.
34.
In case you're wondering.
With his Gemini ass.
Yeah, and and that's an eclectic little range, from 25 to 55 and shit. And but being serious, I mean, I think it's to be with two people like you guys. I don't know you guys that well, right? We've only met recently. I only know you guys on the surface. But what I do know about you guys, especially as a couple, is that you guys are strong and you guys are founded on love. And I think when you're founded on love, everything's going to take shape from there, and everything's established in the roots. And to see you guys here and you guys coming to support this, I didn't really tell you guys what this was, and I don't even know what this is, to be honest. Yeah. Right. It's a shoot the shit, fuck it type style. No PC. But I definitely wanted to have local people, especially people that are founded in the grassroots movement of just whatever it is that you do. And I appreciate you guys being here, because I mean, this is the type of shit that people need to listen to.
Of course, yeah.
And you guys are the type of people that, whether you guys realize it or not, and one thing that I always constantly realize is I have to realize that even though I think I'm never serious, when people take what I say and they take it seriously, that means something to them, whether I understand it or not. And hopefully you guys understand that, obviously. And for you guys to be out here and to be doing this and getting your voice out there and standing firm on what you guys believe in, I think is dope. And again, how this all started, where we came to, I don't fuck with any of that shit that we're about to get into. Yeah. But please give us your story, because I think this is something that is deeper than you. Right?
Actually, I have two stories. I don't know if you saw
girl,
my
come
life.
on, let's go.
Yeah. So we'll start with the first one that you brought up. Yes. So I have been on birth control for a long time, and that is due to me having really bad periods, to the point where I am like almost unconscious for like 6 hours for like the first day of my period, right? So I have this doctor, and I'm like, hey, I'm getting these really bad periods. Like, this is not normal. I shouldn't be in this much pain, to the point where I'm like just sick all day, Her solution is, oh yeah, let's get you on birth control, which I've heard. So the first time I'm like, okay, that seems normal. Yeah. Tried the patch, tried the pill, tried the shot. none of them worked. Like it's well, as far as like the pain wise, it was fine, but just like the extra side effects and everything that comes with it, I hate it. So last option is IUD, which I'm on right now, and a constant symptom that I've had since I've been on birth control are migraines. You can see in my records, I have brought it up at every single appointment. I'm still having these migraines. I don't know if it's due to birth control or if it's something else. You know what I mean? Because like maybe it's not my brain. Maybe there's something else going on, and that's my body's way of saying, hey, look at me, right?
Doctors will ask, what did you change? And you
exactly
know exactly what you changed.
Right? So like there was a time where I got an ultrasound to see if I had any cyst going on down there, right? And doctor looked at it. Oh, yeah, you look fine. I'm like, well, can I have a copy of the x-ray so I can get a second opinion?
Right.
No.
That's actually how I found out my
No?
significant
Right?
was pregnant.
Exactly. And I told her, I'm like, well, I just want to let you know that fibroids does run in my family. My mom had an ovarian cancer scare when she was about 28. I'm 25. And I don't know, I might have endometriosis, something. You know what I mean?
No.
Say my name.
White doctor at the polyclinic. Yeah. So,
Missed it.
so just about a week ago, I had a migraine that lasted for about 7 days straight.
No, you did not.
I tried weed, I tried sex, tried Advil, ibuprofen, like everything, and nothing is working. So I have this group presentation for class, and I'm like, I have to skip it, you guys. Like, I don't know what's going on. I might need to take myself to the ER. And it's gotten to that point where my doctor is shit. I just go to the ER because they actually take care of me there more than my own doctor. So I was like, well, let me just go to my doctor so that she can refer me to a neurologist, right? So I go to the doctor. She's not there, so I'm like, that's fine. I just need to see a doctor to refer me to a neurologist. I'm not here to get any type of care. I just need that piece of paper. That is it. That's it. I don't want to see y'all, right? So they hook me up with the doctor, and you know, she's asking me all the questions and everything, yada yada yada. She goes, okay, yeah. So do you want a shot for your migraine? I'm like, what?
Huh?
A
Shot of what?
I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, well, how bad is your migraine? I said, it's about an 8.5 out of 10. She goes, yeah, so...
It's been here for 3 fucking days.
Okay, right? I said, so she goes, yeah, so do you want a shot for it? And I'm like, I'm going to pass on that because I wasn't here for that. She goes, oh, well, you're saying that your migraine is an 8.5 out of 10. I would think that you would want something for it, right? Most of my patients usually... I'm like, yeah, that's great.
Most of my patients,
right?
that's what she said.
I said, I'm not here for that. And I'm like, well, what's in the shot?
Right.
And she's like, so you don't want it? I'm like, you're not answering my question. What's in it? What is it going to do? What are the side effects?
Sure.
She goes, all right, well, you know, if I give you the shot, you'll be better in about 20 minutes. I'm like, okay.
And
Were you
I'm
better
not
in
gonna
20
lie,
minutes?
I'm the person who will take that shot.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. I will take that shot.
And which is fine.
That's because he's not a conspiracy theorist.
No,
but
for me, I've been on so much medication. I'm like, I'm done with you guys dumping shit inside of me. Like, let's not mask the symptoms. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I'm like, well, where did the side effects? She goes, oh, well, maybe like some slight stomach discomfort. I'm like, yep, I'm already nauseous. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
I mean, one of the first things fucking any type of pill does for you, especially any pain relief, is fucking tear the shit out of your inner stomach and your inner lining.
Exactly. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pass. So she packs up her things, and she goes, well, do you need anything else?
So she was a bitch,
right? And I'm like,
and
what really disturbed me is that she was, I want to say Pacific Islander. So I'm like, okay, doctor of color. So I'm thinking like, all right. You know, we're going to be cool here.
You're thinking something.
Right?
Okay.
I'm like, oh, my God. So I'm like, yeah, I don't need anything else. I was just here to get the referral so that I could see a neurologist. Maybe they could give me an MRI. I don't know. She goes, yeah, I got the referral. But the MRI, she goes, yeah, your insurance doesn't cover that. Unless you can afford over $2,000 out of pocket, you can't get an MRI.
You can't afford that?
I'm like, wait a minute.
She assumed you couldn't afford it.
Right?
Right.
Yes, I have Molina Healthcare state insurance, you know, and so I know what some doctors they treat patients differently because, as we know, pharmaceutical companies pay these doctors.
Huh?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
You guys,
So-
do you guys know who Dick
So,
Gregory is?
so I think yes. So I think that is so I think that is why she got pissed because she tried to give me that shot and I said no. So that was a check that wasn't going in her pocket that day, and that's fine. I know
Facts.
my body. I know what I need.
Instead of, okay,
Facts.
that's fine.
And she could have just said, "Do you want the shot?" I say no. Okay, cool. Leave it
Okay.
at that. Let's not make it an issue.
Yeah.
Right? And so
Absolutely.
I said, yeah, that is something that I'm going to deal with the neurologist. That is none of your concern talking about my insurance.
Totally.
So she's
fine.
like, so she packs up her things and she goes, yeah, so just to clarify, you don't want the shot? And I said, no. She slams the door in my face. I left in tears. And I'm like, my feelings weren't hurt, but I was just like, that was a really intense interaction. Like, what just happened here? I just came here for a referral and you just literally abused me for like not getting a shot, you know?
Sure.
So yeah, that,
She needs to work on her sales pitch.
Shit.
I agree, and a lot of things in life is how you present them.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. I did a little internship in college, and I worked for this lady. It was called Another Source. They were like a recruiting firm, and she worked for like the major companies, right? And she was obviously a very successful human being who came from a very successful family. That was very evident in the way she carried herself. But the one thing I learned from her really quick, just thinking that I was intelligent at the time was no matter how good your idea is, it depends on how you present it. And especially in like the sales and in the marketing world, you have to have a certain pizzazz or a certain vision, and I'm sure that definitely translates for you guys and what you guys do.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean that a lot. Well, let's get there too. But I think in your guys' world, it's I would never say it's as important as the content that you're putting out, but it's close. I think it's closer than it should be. Because your perception is as important as what your content is. And I don't remember what the interview was, but I remember I don't hate on anybody, and I don't shit on anybody. But Iggy Azalea. Now I've never listened to any of your music personally, but I remember at a certain point there was a. No, I haven't. Yeah. I don't know. Fuck. I'm not listening to her music.
I used to be a fan, like when she first came out. She came out when I was a senior in high school. And this is like right when I was getting into music too. So like any, rapper that was a woman, I'm just like, yes, I'm there. And so I'm like, all right, chick from Australia, signed T.I.
Yeah, it sounds good, right?
This is cool,
Sounds good.
So she had
She sent
so
T.I.
she had like a good like run when she first came out, but then what did it for me was when she just started being very disrespectful to legends on Twitter. You know what I mean? And it's like,
so who is some of your guys' inspiration? Not only being in the music world, but being in the Seattle music world. Who are you guys' inspiration?
My dad.
And who's your father?
Silver Shadow D. He was.
Your father's super.
Silver Shadow D. He was the first independent hip hop artist here in the Pacific Northwest to release his music on CD. Because back then they had cassette tapes.
I had a tape.
Yeah, so
my first shit was Coolio.
So he had like a
Coolio.
He was in an exhibit in the EMP before they changed it to the Mopop, right? Yeah. And so they took it down and they replaced it with Macklemore, but that's okay. It is what it is. But yeah, I would definitely say my dad, because growing up I was around the industry, but I didn't know it. I just thought, this is my dad and his cool friends, and they make music, But then as I grew up later, I'm like, my mom's like, yeah, that was E40 in the clique, and this and that. I'm like, what the hell, So definitely my dad, and I would just say anyone that's come before me, because whether they were a bad artist or a good artist, they were a part of the path, and now I'm here. And Beyonce, because she just puts on a show, so.
Honestly, I'm not a big Beyonce
She
fan.
puts on
I'll say this, like I enjoy.
I'm not either, but she does put on the fucking.
Watch,
listen. Her performances are fucking immaculate.
Watch.
I'm not hating on her as a performer. I think she's arguably not even arguably. I think she's the greatest performer of all time.
Just like I would say,
100%. As a musician, the greatest performer of all time.
A lot of people don't respect her for whatever reason, which is fine.
Illuminati.
But I say, watch Homecoming on Netflix, or just go
Oh,
on
she's fucking amazing.
or just go on YouTube and watch her creating, like putting these concerts together.
I feel
the
bad
work
for
that
Beyonce.
goes on like behind the scenes is amazing. And I have a theater background, so like just seeing the production side of it, I'm like, that's
it's
that's what I
crazy.
want to
It's
do.
not fun.
It's not. No.
No. I mean, A-Rod. You look at A-Rod and J-Lo. I mean,
Yeah.
And
J-Lo, I mean, puts on, I mean, say whatever you want about her. I mean, she puts on a great show all the time.
Yeah.
And
I love J-Lo. I love J-Lo.
hangs
She's an
around
amazing actress. I will say that.
I
Amazing
mean,
actress.
she still rakes in the dollars, and she
is
does
an amazing
whatever
actress.
she's doing.
She's an amazing
Yeah.
actress.
I will say
100%.
though, it's interesting being an artist, and I tell this to young artists coming up. It's like, if you're wanting to do this, no, it's going to be work. The 5 seconds that you see on stage that you're enjoying, that's not it.
Oh.
That's like 5% of what you're actually doing.
and I
you're in the studio for hours. You're creating songs. You got to worry about money. You got to, there's like so
Just
much
like
that
baseball.
goes
So
into
so
it.
how do you guys take failure? Because I'm really big on failure, where I embrace failure.
I don't even really see it as failure.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, some things just don't work out the way that you had expected it to. It all comes from expectation.
So
you
if
know
something
what I mean?
doesn't work out how you're expecting it to, let's say with a song, right?
Yeah.
And you play it back and you're like, okay, I'm not really feeling it. Or even better yet, somebody in the room. Maybe actually better yet, maybe you are feeling it, but somebody else isn't.
I have a perfect example. So there was an artist here that we kind of started to work with. I was interested in his music. He had played something on Instagram, and I was like, hey, come to the studio. Can I get on this song? Let's work together.
Sure.
It could be our song, whatever. Mm-hmm. So he sends me the song. I do a demo. He comes into the studio. So I'm thinking like, okay, cool. We're going to make this song together. It's going to be great.
Right.
He gets there, and instantly he's just really hostile. He's like, so are you guys going to take my beat and steal my music? I'm like, wait, what? No, but I will draft up a quick contract here over email that states that we're not going to do that. But whatever, like I said, I asked to be on your song. You sent your shit, so,
Not about that.
Yeah. But whatever, And so it just kind of turned into a situation where we were both collaborating, and then he just kind of deleted everything that I did and just kind of did the song himself. So I'm like, okay, this didn't really turn out how I wanted it to, And so on the way home, I just remember feeling like, I didn't like that session, and I don't know why, but I'm not going to force it, So like I said, if things don't work out the way that I expected it to, I just let it go. I'll try to figure out okay, what could I have done better in that situation? Can we fix this song? But if I'm just really trying to, I'm not going to test the universe.
I mean, it super sucks that Bruno Mars would do that to you. But
what?
I'm joking. Don't worry.
This
joking.
guy is a fucking joke. He had
100% joking.
Listen, he had the nerve to try and threaten Sid with some whole money stuff. I ain't paying that, blah blah blah, right? Just 2-3 weeks ago, I saw him trying to sell mixtapes downtown Seattle. I'm like, bro.
So how did you guys meet? Because the little I do know about you guys is
how did we meet?
You guys have a beautiful relationship,
Honey,
in my opinion. The little opinion I have.
You know what's funny?
You want to start it?
I'll start it.
I want to hear from you, Sid, because I think. Not that you have to shut up.
No, I just said I've been talking a lot. But that's the thing about our relationship too. I talk a lot.
Yeah,
he's just he's
you're black.
chill.
I do have a black baby mother, a wife, parole officer. We went there. We can go there if you want. We can talk about it. I'm not trying to silence you right now. But yes, I've dated every type of woman there is, and my baby mother
She's scratching her nose.
I'm juicing her up right now too. And I the more she scratches, the more I'm fucking. What I will say is, I've dated every type of woman there is. There's a reason that I've embraced having a parole officer for a baby mother who happens to be black. And I think there is a certain strength to being.
What you laughing for?
Well, I think
I'm just
I think there's a certain strength to being a black woman in America.
Yes.
That is cannot be put into words, that I cannot explain, that I do not choose to understand, that I do not want to understand, that really don't even want to have a conversation about. But there is a certain mystique about a black woman in America.
It's called
that
melanin.
I think it's called disrespect. To be
What?
honest.
What? What you mean?
Well, let's look at the welfare system. It incentivizes you to be a single woman, a single mother.
Oh no, most definitely.
I think
Our
there's.
system is
I
weird.
think and look, my favorite artist of all time is Tupac Shakur.
Okay.
The spark that will change the world. I believe in that. Bob Marley, people like Peter Tosh. Those are the people I look to towards music and inspiration for that type of stuff. And I think the one thing that will resonate is the respect for the black woman. And I mean, let's keep it a buck. And the one I just made. I'm not big on social media, right? But I made the post the other day.
You about to be after this segment.
And you come see me. And I got hands too, so
He's like, I'm not here for this shit.
I got hands, so you can come see me and we can talk about it however you want to talk about it.
Oh my god, let's get to how we met. I'll let you start, but I'm gonna finish it because he seems to have a different view.
I'm just trying to get Coolio to FaceTime us.
Oh please, come on.
Swear to God, that's what I'm doing right now.
That was literally my first ever experience with any type of music that I remember. It was the Coolio cassette tape, one A and B. I don't. You guys know more about this than I do.
Yeah.
A and B. No, it was Gangster's Paradise. Yeah, that was my introduction to rap music.
Okay, story. How did we meet?
How did we meet? Like, the first time or the second time?
The one that
first
matters.
time, the very first time we met.
The very first time we met?
Yes.
This guy really says Coolio, right? No, please, no, keep going.
The very first time we met, I went out to one of her shows to support her. And
See, why you gotta say it like that? Like you're just being all shady. Yeah, but you felt that energy.
Welcome
right?
to dating a black woman.
Right?
You try and give a compliment, but she gonna turn it into some shit. What you mean? Oh yeah, that happened.
So then she performs, and I turn to.
I'm getting cussed out. Oh my god. We're not ending this session, by the way, because you can cuss me out. No, keep going.
You keep talking.
Oh my god.
You keep on. You keep just talking and going and going. Let him finish
Cidro,
his story.
what's good, baby? Let me hear it from you.
So, as I had previously said, she performs. I turn to my friend. I say, "Yo,
Get out of there.
I need to work with that.
Get out of there.
With this girl because she's amazing."
Beautiful.
And so I'm chilling by her DJ table because that's my homie. And she comes up on some.
No. See, and this is
You
where
gotta let him talk. You gotta let my man talk.
But listen, he's missing a whole
You were
part.
hanging there ready
Why?
to.
Listen, pause. Why did I come up there on some bullshit? What did
Why?
you do? What did you do?
You explain
What did
this
you
shit,
do?
Cidro.
What did you do?
Because I was looking cool.
No. What was in your hands that wasn't yours? What was in your hands that wasn't yours? What was on your what was on your face that wasn't yours?
You.
Some shades that were on the table that was not mine.
Thank you.
Some shades that were on
My
the
man,
table.
Thank
that
you.
was my man.
getting killed right
See,
now.
y'all men always want to be leaving shit out, knowing damn well,
There were
knowing
shades
damn
on a
well.
table
I just
next
went to the
my
bathroom.
man.
I don't even know what
Shut
happened.
up. Listen. I'm tired of yo ass.
I'm
Sit
fat
down
Italian.
some-
I'll yell right back at you.
So Cidro, what were you saying?
And so I'm chilling, and she comes up to me and says,
What did
"Wait
I-
a minute, wasn't your ugly ass, greasy ass, eating pizza ass?"
Yup.
And so this is after.
Why you hating
I
on
was
Italians?
Like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and work with this girl. That's the moment I said I'm gonna walk away from this girl before she fucks this up.
So when did you stop
But
walking
you took her away with you.
No, I didn't. No, it gets better. So she hits me up. All right.
What was that? Repeat that.
She hits me up
She should fire
like 2 months later. Maybe. Bro,
It was like a month and a half.
She hits me up 2 months later on Facebook and says, "Hey, I heard this project you mixed, and it sounds amazing. I'm looking for an engineer.
Dope.
I would love to work with you." I say, "Cool."
Is that okay so far?
This is that motherfucker.
Okay.
That's
I
what
was
you're
making
saying.
But
sure.
I still, but can
So
we?
we didn't have
Hold on, let him finish.
Oh,
Listen, but before we get
No, he gets to finish.
he gets to
can
finish.
we tell it together though?
Title
so
IX,
from my,
he gets to
so
finish.
from my,
Finish
who are you? So before we get listen,
that's lasagna.
I was about to say Twinkie. Okay, listen. So Twinkie, Ding Dong. Ho ho, M&M's, Skittles, I don't know. Listen, so basically,
What?
What was that?
after I'm done, you heard me. After I was done performing, after I was cannoli, there we go.
That goddamn time.
Tiramisu,
She said tiramisu.
Everyone's getting hungry.
gelato, affogato, shaker. I used to work at an Italian bakery, so you know. I know.
You forgot all the shit before.
I did. Listen, so after I'm done performing, okay, I see this ugly ass, greasy ass touching my sunglasses, and I'm like, who the hell? Like, and see, this is what he forgets to tell you. You see this cleaned up look right here? This is not how he looked when I met him. He used to have hair and just looking, almost looking like
seems like
dipshit. Almost looking like dipshit.
You're pointing at me.
He seems like a nice cat.
I'm pointing
pointing
because
at
that's
me.
your friend.
That's
so
not my
No, but
friend.
he seems like
That's
a
a
nice
loose
cat.
term.
Was he
he's
not-
very, the way he will tell you, the way he used to carry himself, like he was very unapproachable. So
This
when
shit
I
wasn't on
when I
point.
saw this person holding my sunglasses with their greasy ass hands, and I said that because I saw him
Someone's
eating
snatching my
pizza
shit.
about an hour before, I'm like, oh hell, motherfucker, no, I just got those motherfucking sunglasses from motherfucking New York. You're not about to take my motherfucking sunglasses. No, thank you. So I
Where,
said,
where are you
so
from?
L.A., New York. I don't. It was somewhere out of state. So anyway,
You
they were
just
nice.
spit a verse?
So anyways, I was like, excuse me, can you not like get the hell on? I don't go shoot. Who the
Yeah.
fuck are you? And I will admit, back then, like I thought I was the shit. I mean, I have always been the shit, but like I really carried it
still
in
kinda,
a way.
I mean-
Shut the fuck up. Look at
Yeah,
your ass.
exactly.
And-
Like
and
what-
so
like
anyway,
I
so
said.
and like
Yeah,
a
like
shake
I-
a ride, no shut the fuck up. So like
I only like you because of it.
So like I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Here we go.
Hallelujah.
I will pop listen. So, like I said,
I'm waiting for this fucking story. Come on.
the way I used to carry myself
we're
wasn't the
talking about
best.
story?
So I've changed. I mean, maybe not in
Where-
this podcast right now because I'm getting like really anxious and y'all are really irritated the fuck out of me. But I was a little extra then. So that interaction didn't.
What's up?
Nothing now?
I don't know why she-
You making faces over there, and I
Yeah.
don't like it. So anyway, so I hit him up. Now remind you, he had hair in his face. I don't remember what he looked like. I didn't even know his name. I just saw a stranger danger. Get away from me. Okay.
Is it
So
Cidro?
I
Had your
hit.
glasses?
So I hit up my girl Do Normal. Shout out to her. She makes really good music out
That's
here.
a dude. What?
Do Normal.
Doing her mom.
Yeah, she's a rapper.
Okay,
So
dope.
I hit her up and I was like, yo, the song you just did, like, it sounds fire. Like,
Oh,
who
what up,
mixed
boy?
that shit, right? And she was like, yo,
With
Sid,
Cidro?
at the time he went by Sid Vicious. So,
Is he Sid Vicious?
yeah. Ew.
Sid Vicious.
So I found him on the Facebooks, added him, and I sent a message. I was like, hey, like, that shit was fire. Like, I'm looking, to work with some new people. Like,
So you
where's
were-
up?
You okay after all the bullshit?
But like I said, I didn't know it was him. I didn't know his name. I didn't even know what he
Oh,
looked like.
shit.
That's the funny
So
part.
that's the funny part.
So we started dating.
Because if you
after
knew,
we-
you would have lost your fucking mind.
Oh, well, so I have a question
I
for
don't. I honestly don't
Well, I mean,
know.
on that day.
I was also
on that day.
I was drunk too. So like
No, you weren't.
I was.
No.
I used to drink a lot back then.
So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
what
Be
would
careful.
you what would you
Be
say?
careful. Don't-
Just
she's
being
getting
somebody
all
else.
Be
worked
careful
up
with
again.
what?
You can get all
Twinkie.
worked up again.
You next. Let's go.
I'll talk shit right back at you.
Do it. What's
Right
up?
there.
I'm clapback queen.
I
You
know.
look good.
I'm fat Italian.
If you got more than 4 abs, you can talk to me.
I
Okay.
got one.
Now what?
Right
It's called.
got
it's
two.
It's called bolognese.
I wish.
Bolognese.
I've had
He's
two
got the
since
chicken
high school.
parm right here. The bolognese right there, and that's
I got one.
That's Mama's Italian homemade spaghetti right there.
That's mama, daddy, grandpa, cousin.
Never heard of a fat athlete pulling fat. Never happened.
So
Ever hear somebody going on DL because they pull fat?
So
Okay, let's finish this. So we start dating.
well, what I want to know before you speak for him.
Yeah, is he allowed to talk?
How would you say it is?
Shit.
So being in a, these guys gave me shit the other day because they said it wasn't a term, but it was a term. Interracial relationship. I am in one of those. I got black children. What is it like being in a relationship with a obviously intelligent, beautiful, talented, opinionated, and all around amazing human being that your girl is, who is an amazing artist? I will say.
Thank you. I feel very lucky.
Blessed.
Very blessed.
Beautiful.
Very lucky. Very inspired.
Do you have to say that?
I do, but I don't. It's in the script that was given to me pre-show, but I don't have to follow it.
Right.
No, but honestly, I do. Because of a lot of the things you said earlier. You know, there's a lot of things that I've never had to endure or consider. And I get to see how she navigates the world and attempt to be as good as she is.
Beautiful.
No shit.
You know?
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, and I think it's to be with anybody in any relationship, for them to be an inspiration to you, I think it's invaluable and I think it's dope.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish more people had it. You know, because now the mother of my children does not smoke weed, even though I do that professionally.
You sure in the hell do.
She does not.
I was watching you at Coachella. I was like, oh my god.
She does not drink alcohol. She does not even really have friends or party. But she has
But she's a good woman.
She has a family network, and that's one thing I always touch on with people.
She's an amazing woman, actually.
I think, you know, like myself, right? Being from a family from two parents that have stayed together, even if you could argue that they shouldn't have, is a different experience than being where she's from, where both her parents have children before their relationship, and her parents are still together to this day, happy as can be. I think it's structurally, fundamentally sound as you get. And she's the only child from that relationship, and she's very close with all her half-siblings. And it's refreshing to me to see that type of aspect from a relationship, even though I don't agree with, per se, let's say, men not taking care of their children. Mm-hmm. Because especially the way it's laced into the welfare system, and let's not get into, I don't like political shit, so I don't do political. But the one thing that's it's not debatable is the welfare system incentivizes mothers to be single, to not be married.
Oh yeah, listen, my mom, so she came to this country from South America when she was 12. She got pregnant with me at 19, and when I was about, I think like 4 or 5, she had to go on welfare, and she got caught by the government working. Back then, you were not allowed to work while on welfare. It's like, huh? Like, I don't want to stay on this government assistance forever. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, and at the time, she still wasn't a citizen. So they were going to kick her out of the country. Therefore, where would I have gone?
Right, for sure. Yeah. Exactly.
So I relate to that. I understand how that system works.
Yeah. And, you know, I think... you know, one thing for me is I don't get into politics because it's a two-party dictatorship no matter how you break it down. For me, it's just like race, where, you know, even though I'm Greek, so I always consider myself off-white.
No, you olive.
I'm olive.
I know. And being next to another olive plus little chicken parm.
Extra sauce.
Extra sauce.
You're welcome.
Extra sauce.
You're welcome.
Sauce.
There you go.
Yeah, we go. Get the sauce.
Plenty of the best part, yes.
Yeah.
You do too, Al.
Oh, okay.
No,
Oh, Kurt.
But to play up on play off of what you're saying, I mean,
I don't know what I'm saying.
yeah, I mean, as far as
He just talking.
parents who are not
I'm seeing numbers
together,
now.
you know, I mean, I'm in a relationship with
You
a
have a-
woman.
you-
We're
you-
not
you have a-
together.
Well, let's take the story deeper than that though.
Well, but,
'Cause
I mean,
I think it's a little better than that. Let's not sugarcoat this.
I mean, I have a 9-year-old son. I love him to death. I mean, he's everything to me. You know, and it's you know, I mean, he's with me quite a bit, and it's I mean, not. I mean, frankly speaking, not all dads are deadbeat dads. Not all dads are bad fathers. Not all dads are not doing what they should be doing.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that that is kind of a impression that is given out, or a kind of stigma that is put out in the world, and I hate it because that's not the case with. I mean, I know a lot of dads that are great dads. I mean,
Yeah.
my friends are, and
I think the reason why there's that stereotype is because back when the war was going on, you know, like it was very common for men, you know, that were in the military to just leave their families, you know, so that kind of became a American standard, you know, like, oh, daddies ain't shit, you know. So I feel like that's where like some of that kind of comes from.
I agree with that 100%.
but also,
Yeah.
how fucked up is that? That how long ago
But
was that?
but I
But
think,
but
I
it's
think that-
continued, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
let's say like a son who
But I think
had
that's
a
a little
military
more-
dad who left, that's all he knows. So then he grows up, he has kids. Subconsciously, he's like, okay, leave. You know what I mean? So it continues.
And I think one thing people don't understand is the importance of cycles. I mean, what you learn from.
That's so real.
I always bring this example up with Michael Vick and the dog fighting stuff. So my mom my mom and my sisters are animal lovers. They have 8 dogs at their house, less than a mile away. But the one thing I always say about Michael Vick and that whole situation is, I cannot blame this human being for being raised in an environment where that's all he knew.
That's all he knew.
You can't. I mean, you are a product. The one thing that I wish people would understand and embrace is that you are dealt the hand that you're given, and you have to make the best from it, regardless. Look, you can be in a fucked up situation. If you look at it statistically, I'm a math person, but I look at everything statistically and mathematically for me because it makes the most sense to me. But the odds of you being a human being are less than 1,000,000,000 to 1. You can be born if you believe in. I don't know what people believe in. I don't really give a fuck. I don't. You know, anything man-made. If you believe in a man-made religion, you know.
I believe
more
in the
power,
universe.
Yeah, more power to you. But when you believe in something, you have to be faithful in it. And I think if you can't stand behind it, I think you have to search within what you're doing. And for me, one of those things was believing in a higher being. And having children for me was one of those things. Having close friends for me was one of those things. Learning new environments was one of those things. And I think if you can't understand, I think if you can't empathize with somebody, you're gonna have a tough go at whatever this life is. Because you have to make the best of the hand that you're dealt. You have to make the best of what you're doing. There's no complaining. You know, I think Gary Vee says it best, where nobody gives a fuck about your feelings. Oh, you don't like what you're doing? You don't like where you're at? You don't like how you're being treated? You don't like the relationship you're in? Okay.
What are you gonna do about it? Type of thing.
What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
Right? I can't help you.
It's like they stopped at the problem identifying step.
Yeah, exactly.
And then didn't go on to a solution.
I think that's a great way to put it. Yeah.
Right? Like, that's great that you can see everything. Like, you got the vision. Like, now, go ahead and engage in something that'll start to change whatever you're in, and chip away at it. That's what I do.
Yeah, man. And I think it's you know, I think love is everywhere. You know, for me, I believe love is love. I have no opinions on anything that anybody chooses to love, whether it's a man, woman, anything in between, or a fucking farm animal. As long as you're not doing something crazy. Yeah, you know, I believe love is love. And, you know, no, but I mean, everything is so politicized that you can't have a real opinion about it anymore. I think the issue is that you're told how to feel, or you can't just feel how you feel anymore.
Yeah.